Nathan here from Vegan Raw Recipes, and today we're going to make leek soup.
Here we have 1 cup of poi lentils. I think it's called poi lentils, and I'm soaking it for about maybe 1 hour or 2. So if you wake up in the morning and you want to make the soup, you can soak it before you're starting, or you can soak it also overnight. I think it's better overnight. So, and here we have 1 big carrot and 2 onions, and here we have 1 big pack of tofu. It's firm tofu. Here we have 1 small pack of mushrooms, whole mushrooms, and here we have 2 leeks. And now we'll be starting our process. I'm using one of my biggest soup pots, and I'm gonna be chopping here, and then I'll fry some vegetables. So my first step is gonna be chopping onions. One big carrot, grated. Okay, now we're taking also removing it into a pot. My next step is chopping mushrooms. Into a big pot here. Next step will be scrambled tofu. My next step is to fry it on high heat while I'm chopping the leeks. So you have on my website the instructions and the pictures every step of the way. And now it's time to fry it. So now I'll be using grapeseed oil, 2 tablespoons, and then 4 tablespoons, and 6 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. So now I'll be frying it. On a high heat, and while it's frying, I'll be chopping leeks. I'll probably be calling it Daniels Leek Soup. What do you think, Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks delicious. Looks so good. I'll be cutting in lengthwise like this, so I'll have a smaller pieces instead of big, like this. And please wash it well, because we bought it from the farm and it was really sandy. It was like lots of sand. So Richard washed it very well, and he took apart each leaf and washed it very well. Washed it one by one separately. The end of this part I won't be adding. That's because it's a little bit dry. So again, this one I'll cut the end, and I'll be cutting it in a lengthwise like I did before. Pot, and we were thinking to add also corn, so I have organic frozen corn. I was thinking to add maybe 1 cup of corn. In the last minute we decided to add 1 cup of organic frozen corn. You can add tiny chopped potatoes if you want. I think sweet potatoes also will go very well in this soup if you want. Like, you really can play around with the ingredients. Just those ingredients, I went with the vibe, and it's also ingredients that my youngest boy wanted. He's also my videographer, so I'm getting a green light for the ingredients. And I'll ask him what kind of spices he wants in the soup, and I'll add that to it later. But now let it cook on high heat for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll add some spices. Drain and washed poi lentils. That's the name. I think it's a French name, or it's a French lentils. And yeah, so don't forget that. I almost forgot. So mix it and cook it about around 10 to 15 minutes before you add spices and some water. So we'll be adding 1 teaspoon, this is half, so half teaspoon, and another half teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of sea salt, half teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of onion powder, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, half, and then another half of turmeric, half, and another half of nutritional yeast. So the spices are by my son Daniel, my youngest, the videographer behind the camera. That was his request for spices. It passed 10 minutes, between 10 to 15 minutes, and now we're gonna mix it and we'll add water. But you know what, to have more flavor, I'll continue to cook it without the water, just the spices, for another 10 minutes, and then we'll add a few cups of water. I notice when you fry something or cook something without the water for a few minutes with the spices, the taste a little bit different compared to if you already put the water and then you put the spices. So I notice the flavor, it's a little bit different, and I'll prefer first to cook or fry the vegetables with the spices just for a few minutes and then add the water. If you see big chunks of tofu, just break them with your spoon. Okay, we'll be back with a few cups of water. let it sit. Let's let it cook for another 10 minutes. So now it's time to add water. This is 1 cup. Second cup. It's still on a high heat. I'm cooking it still on a high heat, guys. And this one is a 3rd cup. And this one is 4th cup. And now I'm gonna mix it just to make sure if I have enough of water, but I think I'm gonna need to add more. Let's add, how many cups we added?
4.
4. Let's add the 5th cup. What do you think, guys? More? I think more. 5th.
6.
6. What do you think, guys?
Good. Good.
Yeah? Good?
What do you think?
I think it's good. Okay, we have 6 cups. You always can try the water and see if it's enough spices here, guys, and then see if you want to add more water. I'm gonna try just a little bit to make sure I have enough spices here. Wow, it's yummy.
Can I try? Oh, I'm gonna try.
Let
me try too.
Yeah. So 6 cups we did, guys.
Yeah.
6 cups, and continue to cook it on high heat. But now I'm gonna cover it.
You could say boil. Because there's water. Mom, you can also say boil.
High heat. Now you can cover it with lid, and then we're gonna be waiting till the lentils are get soft, and that's the time to turn it off and enjoy the soup.